Hi, today I want to show you how to configure your XB module using XCTU. I'm using the XCTU Next Gen for Windows, and as you can see the interface is quite elaborate, so I'm going to walk you through the different parts during the tutorial. So the first thing that you're meant to do is connect your XB module to the XCTU terminal. So to do that, you click on this icon over here, the one with the plus sign. Once you click on it, it lists all the COM ports available on your computer. So you select the COM port where you've connected your XB module. So in this case, it's the COM 15. And then you change the several settings, which include the baud rate, data bits, parity, stop bits, and flow control. Though in this case, I'm not going to change any of them because I'm using the baud rate of 9600, and the others, well, I'll just leave them that way. So after selecting my COM port, you click on finish. So it discovers the XB module that I've connected to my computer. Then once that's done, it lists the XB module on this radio modules area of the screen. So if you have several of them, let's say 2 or 3, they're all going to be listed over here. So the first thing that you do when you connect your XB module is to check the saved configurations, and to do that you click on this icon over here, which is the settings icon. Then you click on the XB module that you want to check the saved configurations. So once I click on that, it's going to read all the saved configurations on my XB module and list them. Takes a little while. And it's done. So these are the saved configurations for my XB module. The ones that you change when you're using your XB module for different in different modes and for different applications. So up here on the settings, there are several icons. There's a read icon, which reads all the radio settings that are saved on your XB module, and there's a write icon, which saves the any changes that you've made to the configurations. And then there's a load default firmware settings icon, which is used to reset the XB module back to the manufacturer state, or reset all the settings. For instance, if you've changed many settings and you don't really remember all of them, you can just click on this icon, and then you load the default firmware back to your XB module. And then there's the update firmware. Okay, this one, when you click on this icon, it takes you to another window which enables you to update the firmware of your XB module. It's always advisable to use the latest firmware so that you can increase the efficiency of your module. Okay, so on the list of settings, there are 2 icons after each setting. The first icon is the read icon, and the second icon is the write icon. So what happens is when you make a change, just a few changes, like one change to a single setting, let's say for example I change the ID, the PAN ID, like I'm going to change and put on 855. Once I've changed it, instead of clicking on this read on the write radio settings, which writes all the settings, I will just click on this single write, which will write the single setting that I've changed onto the XB module. Then I can click on this read icon to check if the setting has been saved. Yeah, and that's it. It has been saved. It has been changed to 855 from 467. So the other important part of the XCTU terminal that you're meant to know is the console. And to go to the console, you click on this icon over here, and then it brings you to the console window. So okay, the console enables you to type in data that is going to be sent to other XB modules, and also to see the data that has been received from other XB modules. And this is a AT console. I'm going to show you about the API console later. So the first thing that you do when you come to the console is open the serial terminal. To do that, you click on this icon. Once you click on that icon, the console log becomes activated, and you can send data to other XB modules by typing here. So for instance, if I type hello, it sends this data to any other listening XB module. Another part of the AT console is the send packets area. So the packets are actually created so that you can send repetitive data without having to type it over and over again on the console log. So to do that, you click on the plus icon, and then the first thing you do is specify the name of your packet. So in this case, it's first packet, and then we write the message, which is hello. You can also view the message in hexadecimal format by clicking there. Then you add packet. So here's the packet that we've added. You can send it to other XB modules by clicking on this icon, or send it in an infinite loop or in a set sequence by setting these settings on the send sequence area. Yeah. So to clear the send packets area, you click on this X. Same to the console log. If you want to clear the log, you click on that X over there. So now let me show you how the API console looks like. So I'm going to click on this, close the serial terminal, go back to the settings, and then I'm going to set the XB module in API mode. To do that, I will change this setting over here to be API enabled, then write it. Then I'm going to refresh, then click on the console area again. As you can see, the API console is quite different from the AT console. For instance, instead of the console log, there's a frames log, and instead of the send packets, it's send frames. So the frames log does the same purpose as a console log in the AT console, and the send frames does more or less the same function as the send packets area and the AT console. So just as a AT console, to start using it, you have to close the serial terminal. Yeah, and then you have this the frames log shows you the incoming frames from other API the other XB modules in API mode, and you can also create your own frames by clicking this plus over here. The best way to do that is to create the frames. To click on this icon, which is create frame, using frame generator tool. It makes the work easier. It sets the start delimiter, the length of the frame or the message that is being sent, the frame type, the frame ID, the 64-bit address, then the option, which you can change. Either you can send with broadcast, or disable ACK, or invoke a trace route. And then the RF data, this is where you type whatever you want to send to the other XB module. And then once you're done, you click on OK. Then it creates the frame. Let's just call it first frame. Yep, and that's it. So when you click here, you can send the frame one to the XB module by clicking on this icon, or you can also send it in a sequence by changing some of these settings. Yeah, and to clear the send frames, you click on that X, and same to the frame log, just click on that X. There are other icons over here. Like for instance, there's this one, which is a switch to device cloud working mode. Then there's a switch to networking mode. And then there are these others over here, which are help, for updates, and the other settings. And I'll show you some of them as we go on. The ones that I don't show you, you'll have to find out on yourself. Otherwise, that's it for today. I'm going to create another tutorial on communicating between two XB modules, then unicast mode or broadcast mode. So stay tuned.